Hello and welcome to Watch for Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me, as usual, is the wonderful and hilarious Mr. Ronnie Karam and his dog Bueller. What's going on?
Well, hello. You see him back there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're sitting up. Oh, hello.
Yeah, Bueller's getting into position.
What's going on with you?
Not much. Just getting ready to recap some Orange County with you. Also, I just guested on Morally Corrupt with Rachel Lindsay, and that show is going to be dropping later today. So after you're done listening to this episode, go listen to Rachel's episode. She was so fun, so cool. And again, I just love when someone really knows their housewives. So Rachel and Callie were wonderful. Thanks for having me. Go check them out and subscribe to their podcast too.
Do it.
Yes. What's going on with you, Ronnie? Are you excited? What did you think about Orange County last night?
Loved it. I'm getting a smart toilet installed upstairs, so really all I can think about is getting my butt warmed, even though it's like 100 degrees outside. But I still just want to sit on a warm seat and see if it makes a difference. Is it going to change my life? Am I going to think differently? Am I going to be smarter?
You will be. You will. Smart toilets make smart people.
Smart buttholes make smart men.
Are you going to get a smart mirror too?
Well, they call them smart mirrors. I don't know why, really. I mean, they're just lit differently. They're like LED
and they can
lit
defog.
Around, and then they defog. But I mean, does that really make it smart? That's kind of like a dumb smart mirror. There's TVs behind some of them, but what am I going to watch? I'm already so mad that they've raised all their prices on everything. I turned to Amazon and they had a damn commercial on there. I almost freaked out. Has that happened to you yet?
To Amazon.com?
No, to Prime, on Prime. I was watching something on Prime and a commercial came on. And then I Googled, here's exactly my Google term. Why the fuck is there a commercial on my damn, not Unbreakable, what's the superhero show? The Boys.
The Boys.
Why is there a goddamn commercial on The Boys? And it was you need to pay an extra $3 a month. I was I work for you.
I know.
I'm an
it's
employee
bullshit.
here.
It is total bullshit.
So anyway, my point is my butthole needs to be warmed. You see, that's what the world is doing to me. All I want is a warm butthole. I don't even want a TV behind my thing because it's going to cost me more money. But yes, I have a smart mirror. I want to look hotter, and I want a warm butthole.
Everyone deserves a warm butthole. I think that's our right as humans.
No, they don't. Not everybody does deserve a warm butthole. That's why it's especially amazing when you get one. Listen, don't take away my meritocracy butthole. I got a warm butthole because I did something special to earn it.
If everyone's butthole is warm, then no one's butthole is warm.
Exactly. Warmth to everyone's butthole is warmth to no one's butthole.
Yeah, and then it'll be cool to have a cold butt. Anyway, speaking of warm and cold, let's get on to this episode.
Speaking of buttholes, let's talk about this Gina episode.
This episode, I hope you're proud of me because I controlled myself. I wanted to text you right away. I was like, I did.
You want a fucking medal? Okay, you can come warm your butthole over here.
What did I say?
You said Horace voiced Shannon is my new favorite Shannon, and I said LOL, I haven't watched yet, and you said I'm only 10 minutes in and it's hilarious.
Okay, I take it all back. I did not control myself. The first
You're
time
like me
this
saying
episode,
I controlled myself from pooping in that heated toilet immediately. There's probably a log up there. Let's face it.
So I was like the first 10 minutes of the show, I was just cracking up because there's so much shit going on between all these women that the first 10 minutes was just them all rehashing it. And I just was cracking up at all the ridiculous feuding that's going on with this cast.
Yeah. This show's pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
It's pretty infuriating too, but it's pretty funny. You concentrate on the lighthearted stuff, and I'll get ready to publicly assassinate Tamara. And not really. What if someone did?
Gina.
Is it an assassination if they're not? No, Gina didn't even make me mad today because Gina was the victim. And you see, I'm very easily swayed. You know how I am with these. The housewives know how to get me because they will take the worst person and then they'll kind of attack them, and they'll be like, don't everybody attack one person. Save Blake Lively. Just kidding, fuck her. But you know what I mean.
I loved Gina getting her due this week. It was really very satisfying to me, and I loved Shannon. And by the way, to the point, I loved Shannon without her voice because she's extra Shannon-y when she has a hoarse voice. She's like, I'm doing okay. I don't have a voice, but then again, me being voiceless is nothing new after my relationships with Johnny J. Oh God, I just called him Johnny J. John Jansen. And David.
I saw her on an interview, I think Entertainment Tonight, and he's like, so Shannon, I'm going to read you a quote from John Jansen, from when John Jansen and it's like hard news, you know how he's talking. When John Jansen and Alexis Bellino went on the Carlos King podcast to talk about you. First, can I just play a clip of Carlos King? I am the king of all of reality. Fucking Carlos.
Did they really go on to Carlos's podcast?
Yes, they did. And they were
Johnny Jansen, who doesn't want to be
fucking
seen.
Monsters. Okay, so, and also, we love Carlos here, obviously.
We love Carlos.
I listened to his podcast, and every single one. I listened to him interview Teresa, and he's like, not only is Teresa the queen of reality TV, I am the king. We are royalty. I love that guy. Like, you know what? I just want, can you please just bottle that shit so I can buy some of it? Because I need that self-confidence. Trying to get it from a butthole warmer. We'll see how that works out. Check in later. Okay, so they went on this podcast, and John, so the guy from Entertainment is reading the quote like it's hard news, by the way, with kind of a smile on his face. And he's like, here's the quote. Being with Shannon Bedore was like losing every single day of my life. Like constant loss. Shannon, and it went on, by the way, this quote was really long. So Shannon, how do you feel? And she's like, well, I find it amusing. I try to find humor in things like that because I know the truth. And I will stay with the truth. I was like, who drugged Shannon Bedore? And how did they get her to be like this? Because the Shannon I know would be like, well, I'll tell you. I find it hilarious. And another thing I find hilarious is that you were with the ultimate winner. Man, who else can mail you a salmon within 2 business days? I'll tell you, not Alexis Bellino. That's who. But now she's all docile and like, well, it's okay. Let that poor man think whatever he'd like.
No, I'm fully unbothered. I am someone who does infomercials now, and I put cream cheese in salmon, and I've learned that when life gets tough, just reach for that Philadelphia and put it right in that salmon. It's great. It's all the fun of a Philadelphia roll without all the carbs. So, I am doing great. I'm happy, and I'm happy for him, and, for that lovely lady by his side. I'm sure they'll be a forever couple. So
Alexis Smellino. Smellino. You smell. Alexis Bellino Smellzino.
There, I said it.
There, I
said it. She's a Smellino. Bellino. She doesn't even know how to spell a proper cocktail, which I have not had in quite some time. I only have 2 per day, max maybe 6.
Oh, well, I would just like to say I do that because I do not have a problem. So,
yeah, she's like handling all this very well. So I don't know if she went to, I don't know, political class, what do you call that? Where they send politicians.
Media training.
Yeah, media training.
Yeah.
I don't know if she did that or what. Like she pulled a Stassi and went to some media training. I don't know what happened, but it's weird.
It is weird. Well, I think that she just saves her craziness for the actual TV show. And if she's on like a press tour, she's like,
no, I am Shannon Bedore. I am daughter of Gene the Machine, and I am proper. I have a daughter in Paris. I have another daughter in New York learning liberal things. And I have another daughter in Texas who is living life the way she should be, which is getting married at -5 years old.
Okay, great. This is Shannon Bedore. I'm off the clock, so I will not lose my temper, but you can leave a message on Gene the Machine.
I'm listening. Bye, Gene. Wanted to see if Shannon wanted to comment on John Jansen. Not really. I'll tell you this much. Walking is good for your knees.
I'm particularly calm right now because I have been taking my father's advice. I've been walking. It's been good for my knees. I also recently did some cupping, which I had thought was where you balance several cups on your head and see how far you can walk across the room without them shattering. And unfortunately, I took one step and they all broke, much like all my relationships. And then I went to Dr. Moon's office and turns out it's a totally different thing. So you know what? I'm learning things every single day and I'm calm. I am very calm. I'm calm and happy.
All right, let's get into this episode, shall we?
Let's do it. So it starts with Heather Dubrow getting out of her car at a place called Where's the Party? Which really, I'm so glad she finally found a store that represents her personality. I'm Heather Dubrow. Where is the party? Ha! Lady of the people.
I was going to say she found a place to represent that is actually a line that everybody says when they come into one of her parties. So, this is a nice living room. Where's the party?
Just follow the trail of Nobu rice to the kitchen.
Nobu rice, broken dreams, and LED lights to a big box leading. What is the big, the dream box? What was it? The question box. Sorry. Someone turned water on right above my head. Do you hear it? What's this fucking Niagara Falls in here?
Maybe it's the smart toilet. Smart toilet's like, I am a smart toilet, and I stand for Heather Dubrow.
Listen to that. I don't think it's going very well over there. It's just hindering a guess. I'm not going to go up there and check, but it doesn't sound like it's going well. I plan to be flooded any moment.
Where's the party?
It's raining on my head. That would totally be a Shannon Bedore recap of an episode if it just started, toilet water just started raining down on my head.
Well, I'll never forget my first dance with David at our wedding when we slow danced to Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head.
Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in here.
So Emily's like, well...
Is that a Black Eyed Peas?
She's like, well, then we transitioned to Let's Get Started, which apparently meant his adultery because he went away for 10 minutes.
I put myself in David and Shannon Bedore's wedding. I mean, what else would they have played?
They would have had, well, they probably did have a lot of, like...
Because tonight is going to be a good night.
Where'd that song go again?
What's new, pussycat?
Whoa. That is supposed to be saved for the bridal shower. Sorry, everybody. Tom Jones, what a sexy beast.
So even though we are full-fledged Christians, we did have a hora at our wedding. More like a whore, my bridesmaid. But it was a great time. It was a great time. I was dizzy. I was as dizzy as if I had been in a giant circle dance.
Funny, because we had the hora at our wedding, and then David ran away with one that he saw on the beach. So
you know, it's so interesting how many things David took from our wedding. For instance, when we did the limbo, that was something that really did sort of stay through our entire marriage. Like, do you love me? I can't tell. I feel like I'm in limbo right now.
God, David, I should have known David was going to leave me because when I saw him do that limbo, I thought, wow, just when you thought he couldn't go lower. There he goes. There he goes.
Yeah, the electric slide, that dance really characterized our relationship, as in there used to be a lot of electricity between us, and then suddenly that spark just slid away.
Child support payments just sliding down.
Okay, so Heather puts a tiara on Emily's head, and she's like, I don't want to ruin your hair, if that's what we're calling it today, whatever the pile of straw is on your hair. Your head. And Emily's like, it's pretty much ruined. It's the same hair and makeup from last night.
Well, whatever you said, I don't care because I, America, am going to assemble an Easter basket. Even though I am Jewish and have a Jewish family. But we will be having Easter because it's relatable to humans. So look, Easter decorations, and a grill. Ooh, how fascinating.
Fun fact, the Easter Bunny was Jewish. So are hard-boiled eggs. Fight me over it.
Where are all my peeps at? Get it?
Let's get it started in here. Hurrah!
Emily's like, there probably has a beauty skincare routine of like 800 steps. Oh! And then it cuts to wacky Heather talking about her face. Her face thing, which is like, well, then I put on a skin cream, then I put on a neck cream, then I put on an eye cream. You don't do any of that shit. I want to see the minimum wage workers brought in to rub stem cells.
Each one has a specific use. There's the one who rubs the stem cells. There's the one that wipes it off. It's just like a parade of workers that come in a very choreographed manner to take care of all this. Just hands all over her face.
Whoever gets my under eye bags solved today gets health care for a week.
By the way, our note taker today, Shelby, she summarized the way this scene began in a way that I would consider Orange County haiku. This is what she says. Mini grill. Emily enters. Pleasantries. I was like, that sums up how this scene truly began.
Kind of. It's not the proper syllables, but it is 353, right? Mini grill. Emily enters. Pleasantries. So it's kind of a different kind of haiku.
It's an Orange County haiku, which is like
the numbers are off, but they still work with the 353, like as far as the,
it's a
same
good
number,
approximation.
Number, same number.
To take something classic and artistic and turn it into their own lesser version of it. Yeah.
Mini grill. Emily enters. Pleasantries. I just watched Shogun, so this really speaks to me. A lot of smart toilets on that show. So Heather probably has 8,000 steps in her thing. So it cuts to Heather talking about her stuff. And then Emily's like, oh, well, I'm falling asleep in full glam. We're not the same. We're not the same.
She's also 45 times more wealthy than you are. So yes, you're not the same. She drives like a Mercedes or Bentley or is driven in it, and you have a pickup truck. So yeah, not the same. I agree.
She keeps employees chained up in the basement. You wear a plastic wooden chain on like a skytop dress right now or whatever. Did you notice the chain today after I pointed it out last week, or did you still not notice it?
Wait, the chain on...
She's wearing that bright orange dress, and it's like a crop top dress or something, like some crop top rayon, and then it's got... The top of it is being held to the bottom of it with a chain link that's made out of plastic marbled. It looks like marbled wood, but it's plastic. It is so...
I missed it again.
It is. I mean, on a show that really prides itself on...
Oh, wait, no, yes, fashion. I saw that.
It's just really bad.
Anyway, Heather is like, well, so that was a lot last night. All hell broke loose. And Emma's like, yeah, I know I wasn't nice. Yeah, what was going on with you and Jen? Like, what was that with the Rolex and things and the money? Is that, what was that all about? Yeah, I don't know. Well, first of all, it's not about the money, okay? Well, it sounded like it's about the money. No. It's not about the money. It's about integrity. Roll the clip from last night that America hasn't seen yet.
How did they not show this at that episode? My God, this was quite a clip. So they roll the clip, and the clip is sorry, I was fast forwarding. So Jen's like, so Emily, you wanted to end on a positive note or something? Go ahead. Why don't you end this on a positive note? She goes, yeah, Jen needs to pay her bills. That's a positive note. How is that not about money? You're so fucking rude. I can't believe this. Go ask Harry's for some more money for your terrible fucking orange rayon with the marbled chain, ma'am.
Yeah, there was this. I'm shocked. How did they not show this? And there was actually so much stuff that seemed to happen at this dinner that they really sort of cut out and put into flashbacks. And we're like 1 minute into the episode, and all of a sudden we are seeing a flashback of Emily being like, pay your bills. I was like, whoa. And Gina's like, no, Emily, if you want to walk around with a Rolex on while you owe all of Orange County money, then fine. And we see like Jen has like a little Rolex that she's wearing that is obviously really bothering Emily, even though Emily is not owed any money. And even though Jen has not gone around talking about how poor she is, it's Gina is the one who has put all of Jen's financial business out on the table for everyone to dissect.
Right. Which is why it's funny later when Gina comes at Emily for being like getting off on being bitchy with Tamara. That's what you've been doing for years. You're just mad that somebody else is doing it with her now, you know? Mm-hmm. So she yells at her about wearing the Rolex while she owes all this money. And Jen's and by the way, Emily's mad that this lady's used to living off her husband. So you're just shaming her for not finding a husband with richer in-laws or what? Because that's who you're living off of. through your own words.
Yes.
So annoying. So she's yelling at her, and Jen can just honestly take it like a champ. She's just like, well, it was a gift. It was a gift. But thank you so much for pointing out my Rolex. Isn't it pretty? Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
It's a great Rolex.
Appreciate that. You know what? Thank you for toasting to me at this dinner. That really meant so much to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you for highlighting my accessory choices tonight. You know, I put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah, I was feeling bad, but I really feel like part of this group now. Thank you so much, Emily.
And Emily's like, you're so fucking stupid. Go fucking sell it and pay back some of your bills. It's like, lady, we'll just give it some time before you are pork too. Okay. We know the cycle of these shows. Okay. We've all seen the saga of Lynn Curtin. It's only a matter of time before Emily is going to be selling some items from her, selling those boudoir photos to raise money for mac and cheese.
Yeah.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So then we cut back to Emily. That's their couple name. Emily. Heather and Emily in the store. And Heather's like, you went really, really hard on her. It's almost like she misused the moisturizer in between your eyes. Sorry, are we still talking about facials? I love face products.
I mean, if you owe a bunch of people money, why are you rolling around with a Rolex? Either hide it or sell it. It tells me that you're stupid. I'm like, you're best friends with Gina. Okay.
No kidding. It also tells me you're a Real Housewives cast member. Since when do we get to judge people for faking it on a Real Housewives show?
I know. So then we cut over to a beach, and Jen is sitting down with Tamara. I'm still so confused why Jen is even friends with Tamara after the viciousness that Tamara put Jen through. And so Jen sits down and joins her on the beach. And she's like, oh my God, look, you take your, oh my God, we're going to take our shoes off on the ground. This is so good for you. It's like you're one with the earth, Tamara. Well, yes. Tamara Judge, the most one with the earth person I can think of in Orange County.
Well, you're sitting on sand, and she's kind of sandpapery as a personality. So maybe, I guess we could stretch it.
So Jen's like, the beach is like my happy place. It's one of the reasons why I live in the OC. I feel like, this outing is exactly what I need. We need to come down a little bit. I'm like, yes, I know when I'm stressed, what I want to do is go sit down with Tamara Judge and see what she has to say about anything.
Yeah. So they order. And Tamara's like, that was a lot last night, bitch. She's like, yeah, I just don't understand Emily saying, like, pay people back. Like, who do I owe money to? I mean, why is that even insinuating? Like, what I owe a bunch of people money? Who do I owe money to? What? Who? What? Huh? Do I owe money to people?
I took care of all my financials. There's this lovely baseball player in the Dodgers who volunteered to pay for everything, apparently. So Emily is like, we go back to the store. She moves into a house that she can't afford. You owe this woman 20 grand, 30 grand, whatever it is. And you're rolling around in your car, not even paying your payment with a Rolex on. And we see Jen they do this amazing split screen of Jen listening to Tamara and just like her Rolex, just like front and center dangling off her hand.
Yeah.
That's smart. Good editing.
Yeah. And Heather's like, yeah, clearly she's not good with money. Yeah, I had too many espresso martinis, I guess. I probably shouldn't be screaming, pay your bills across the table. And Jen's like, why? Why is she taking these digs at me? Like, is it funny? Am I less than you? Yes. You're poor. I guess that's the point.
That's a punchline in Orange County. Like, oh, you're poor,
Yeah.
And Emily's like, also the Rolex didn't work. I asked her what time it was, and she's like, oh, I don't know, it's broken, it doesn't work. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, so now you're mad that she doesn't have a new working Rolex? The woman is basically a walking thrift store, and you're still shaming her. Like, she can't win with you.
I know. It's like I know you don't have a lot of money, but at least you could have scrounged up an extra $45 for a battery.
Yeah, like pick your lane. What are you going to be mad at today? The fact that she's using her stuff that she's already got, or the fact that she's not spending money to have newer stuff? Like, fuck off.
Also, by the way, I am totally okay with broken watches and clocks because someone once told me, like, yeah, a watch may be broken, but it still looks cute. So, like, wear it. It's an accessory.
Yeah, I'll wear a broken watch. Listen, they say that a broken clock is right twice a day, and that's more than I'm right a day.
I have two wall clocks in this house, and they're both broken at the moment. They both broke on the same day, which was really weird. And they're both broken, and I'm just like, whatever. I'm keeping them up. I like the way they look.
Yeah.
Confuse people? Yes.
I was with a friend yesterday shopping, and we were in an antique store, and I saw one of those grandfather clocks, like those standing, and I was like, that is badass, because I want to do kind of a mid-century modern thing, and I remember my Meemaw having one of those that was from that time.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to get one of those and just like paint it a really funky color, like have like a Watch What Crappens blue clock or something.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, but that clock is broken. I said, who cares? It's like one less thing making me race fucking time in LA, you know? Like, isn't that what we all want? Is just a broken clock in LA, you know? Like, yes, forever.
Exactly. Also, the truth is, grandfather clocks look really cool, but they are noisy. I mean, they're the one. Like, they're the ones that will make you crazy. They're the ones that are really ticking. They're the ones going,
yeah.
And you're like,
oh,
okay.
and then it's cuckoos. Like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Or even if they don't have the cuckoo, they have the ding, 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 ding.
Former theme song of the Crappens mailbag, R.I.P.
Kind of current of Dwell Hello, because that's how we roll.
Oh yeah, current Dwell Hello.
So we're never going to finish this recap. Why? Because we don't have to. Okay, we're going to be here. Speaking of never paying attention to the clock. We're going to be here for 5 more years.
Oh, my God. So, anyway, Emily was like garbage to poor Jen, literally poor Jen. So Tamara's like,
So have you tried to talk to her? Because, like, maybe she's, like, going through something that we, like, don't know about.
and Jen's like, yeah, maybe. You know, by the way, so Gina and Shannon came over the other day. I'm just going to drop it. She just moves on to another topic. She's like, yeah, Emily was really wretched to me and shamed me for being poor. Anyway, Gina and Shannon came over the other day.
She's just so used to it. She's like, I'm going to work to get abused. And that's just how it is. And also, I love Tamara. Like,
you know what? Maybe we should, like, really think, like, maybe she's going through something and we shouldn't hound her.
Really? Like the fucking person you're accusing of being an alcoholic and then bullying nonstop every episode? Okay. What a good person you are, honestly.
Exactly. So Jen's like, so Gina and Shannon came over the other day and Gina was like talking about the closeness between the two of you. And so we see a flashback of Jen and Gina talking and Jen saying, oh my God, like, I feel like Tamara and Heather, they're like, not Heather, Tamara and Emily. I feel like with Emily, it's just like change Emily. It's like her and Tamara like do this thing where they're like, high five, who could be the bigger bitch? Like, I could be the bigger bitch. And like, that's not my friend.
Yes, it is. She's just used to playing that game with you. And you think it's hilarious when it's you, but not when. But now that said, broken clocks and all that, Gina is correct on this. That is what Emily is doing. Emily is always so excited to be included in anything that's not just Gina's, park picnics. It's like you just like, you want to come to my park picnic birthday party? I am projecting my own childhood onto her, yes. But I think Emily, whenever Emily is invited somewhere other than Chuck E. Cheese with Gina, she's going to kiss that person's ass no matter what. Just the same way that Gina, whenever she gets invited to someone more popular's house, like Heather, or richer, like Heather, she's going to go there. They're both two users who are just using each other as place cards.
Yeah, I think so. So then Tamara's like, oh, this is my fault. This is my fault that I did this. And Jen's like, no. Gina was just saying, my best friend has changed because Tamara changed her and it's all Tamara's fault. But it's not your fault, though.
You're both each other's like Lauren Ipsum on a WordPress site, I think. I was waiting for something better.
Specific. It's a very specific reference, but for those who get it, they know. They get it.
So I think Jen obviously knows what she's doing, which is she is getting Tamara riled up to come for someone other than her on the next trip, which, she's learning. So good for her. So then we cut to Gina shopping, which LOL. I mean, can we have a loss prevention specialist behind her, please? And Katie comes and Katie's like, I was hungover this morning. I'm not going to lie about it.
You were? Because you seem kind of the same.
Yeah, I mean, it is my personality generally, but it hurts more.
I do have resting hangover face. That's true. So Katie's like, I didn't want last night to be about the Heather and me thing, which is why I didn't say anything. And I'm a little wary of my friendship with Gina. She hurt me and she apologized, but she's still on Heather's side. And we see the clip of Gina being like, I have to say, I'm really like on Heather's side still.
But also, like, Katie, you're going too hard here. I'm on Heather's side, and I'm never on Heather's side. You're coming at Heather with ridiculous things. There's no side to be on. You heard some rumor. You told everybody in the group and tried to humiliate her in front of her friends on national TV when you just got here. Even I'm on Heather's side. You're ridiculous. Find a better fight, lady.
Yeah, this is a bad fight.
Oh, I know a good fight. Here's who they should bring on. Did you hear of Katie's legal troubles?
No.
There are a couple.
How did I miss this too?
This one's good. She's being sued by an ex quote unquote business partner, because I don't know how business partnery this person is, but apparently he came up with an idea for golf ball shaped shots that you buy, and they're in a little golf ball and you take the shot. First of all, I think they already have those. They're called like buzzing balls or buzz balls or something. I mean, they're not technically golf balls, but we've all had a buzz ball, right? Anyway. Yes. And I was actually swallowing, not waiting for an answer. Anyway, and I
actually like to get a smart buzz ball. They're warmer
for my butthole.
They're like a use them in a different place.
And apparently, Katie is being accused of stealing this idea of the buzz ball from this guy. And I'm guessing she got somewhat famous, or at least on TV, so he's going to sue her now. He needs to understand you don't sue until their second season, sir. They make $5 their first season.
Yeah. Also, have a better lawsuit. Like, I'd be mortified if my lawsuit was over like a golf ball shaped shot. Like, that's just embarrassing.
Yeah. If you have the confidence to market that, you have the confidence to market anything. Get off your ass and just find something else.
I came up with paper clips, but instead of clipping paper, they clip Diet Cokes. Okay.
I only need $500,000. I only need $500 million to market this. Let's do it, guys. Like that kind of confidence. You'll make money no matter what.
So anyway, yeah. So Gina's like,
yeah, you know what? Like Heather's like definitely pissed at me, and like she's being like cold and distant. Which actually she's always cold and distant, but like she's not giving me any more prom dresses.
We're throwing away your wedding dress.
The other day she called me up and said, by the way, come on over. I've got lots of leftover Nobu food we didn't eat. Just kidding. I threw it over the cliff. I couldn't even believe it.
She said, you want to go to Nobu? I said, sure. So I called her at 5. I said, are we going? She said, no, boo. Ha!
I called up that Gina and I said, let me tell you something. I do know how to eat a slice of pizza and it never slips out of my hand.
Oh, I went to Sbarro.
Did you?
Sorry, I'll concentrate. Yes, because we talk about Sbarro all the time. I actually saw it in the mall the other day, so I went to it and I got a slice. It sucked. Sbarro, what happened?
Was that Burbank, or did you go to the one on Woodman, the
Burbank.
fashion? Yeah,
I was at Burbank because I was at that Cost Plus there. And then Cost Plus tried to charge me $275 for an office chair. I can't with this world. Like, let me out.
Did you know that like this is probably old news to many, many people, but did you know that all those outlets in Prim, Nevada, on the border of Prim, do you know they all closed? Because I stopped in there and I was like, time to go to the Le Creuset outlet to see if they have any good deals. And the only thing open in that entire mall is a thrift store. And it was the creepiest thing ever.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I'm talking about, by the way?
No, Prim, Nevada. The fuck is that?
Well, the point is, until you've walked through a really, really, really vacant mall, you haven't lived. or you haven't been to Heather DeBro's house.
Right after the kids all went to college.
It was like Prim Nevada in here. We're moving.
I was like, wait, what part of Nevada has people with a face color different than their neck color? But then I remembered that was Priv, Nevada. And I was like, oh, that's a different part of the state. Okay, so Heather's like, I need Gina to know how fucking upset I am. How could she do that to me? I just feel so betrayed by Gina for not telling me that this lady was calling me a paparazzi caller. How could she? I was so upset.
I mean, why would she not vet the information to make sure it's accurate? Okay? For instance, when I found out that I would be co-starring with Reba McEntire on a show about a countryside in Malibu, I said, "This is Reba McEntire. Are you sure this is not a movie offer from Angelina Jolie?" Unfortunately, that was vetted and it was Reba McEntire. But the point is, do your job.
So Gina's answer, of course, is,
Heather's just fucking sensitive, man.
Oh, says Gina.
What about my children?
I'm so glad that that Heather brings that up, how Gina does that. So that's later, though. Spoiler alert.
Yes.
It's coming. I'll hold off. So Gina, Emily goes, well, maybe she just has so much going on with Travis. And Heather rolls her eyes and she goes, you can't roll your eyes at that. Shut up. You're calling someone poor. You're calling like a divorced person trying to raise 5 kids, one of whom is adopted, that their struggles aren't real enough. Surely Gina's fake struggles with her hairy babysitter can get an eye roll or two.
Yeah, I think
judgment.
I think Heather is fully entitled to roll her eyes about Travis because every time she hears about Travis, it's always something with Travis. Always like,
Oh my God, like Travis is upset right now. Oh my God, Travis didn't buy the ragu. Oh my God, Travis broke the bunk bed.
you know, it's like, it's enough.
Yeah, and also these people are always justifying each other's stuff. Like, well, maybe they're going through something while they're attacking someone else. Because we just heard it from
Yes.
Tamara. Maybe Emily's going through something. And now Emily's like, well, maybe Gina's going through something. And then we cut to Gina, and Gina is like,
I have a lot going on, and like, you know how hard it is trying to get someone to put a curtain to separate a room into 2 parts? It's really hard.
I'm like trying to book a deal to get Cara Gala into the 99-cent store. It's just like really hard.
So Katie's like,
by the way, I love that we haven't heard of Caragula this season. Caragula.
I know, it's been great.
Sorry, go ahead, Ben.
Strange considering it's taken over the world of fashion and
I know.
personal care.
So weird to see it on billboards but not hear about it on the show.
After that endorsement by Kim Kardashian, you would think there'd be all the rave on this season, but no.
Yeah.
So Katie's like, well, I don't like that you're in that position. And Gina's like,
It's all right. Like, I'm like a big girl. I just feel bad.
so then Shannon walks in. She walks in like very quietly and like sneaks up. She's like,
Hi. Hello.
How are you? But Shannon, your voice though. I'm tired. I didn't sleep a lot last night. Hold on, let me look to the side. Very upset. Very upset.
I had an allergic reaction when standing in a specific corner of the restaurant while no one came to console me, and I went into anaphylactic and also personal shock.
I'm allergic to having emotional trauma that my friends don't care about. So
I'm allergic to being yelled at in a room behind a bookcase, and then when I leave said room behind a bookcase, no one follows me, not even the 2 women that I'm looking at right now. Oops, I'm coughing already.
I have a Blair Witch allergy, just allergic to being left staring at a corner in the dark.
so
She's like, I didn't sleep a lot last night. So I got a letter from a law firm saying you owe John Jansen $75,000 plus interest and attorney fees, which is funny because I have no interest in that man whatsoever anymore.
Wait a minute, who's that? John Jansen? No, yeah, who is that? John Jansen. No, I'm sorry, I don't recognize it. Okay, Johnny and Jay. Oh my God, really? Wow. So now, let me get this straight. So now Alexis Bellino is with 2 men who both sued you? Is that what I'm getting?
Yes, that. And notice that I have no voice. She's almost like Ursula in that way. She's taken it away.
I woke up this morning, I couldn't speak, and I was combing in my hair with a fork.
What do you call it?
When I was standing in that corner, I found myself saying, I want to be where the people are. Where are all the people?
But not too close to where all the people are because there are germs.
Actually, take my legs. I want to go back into the water. It's ridiculous. Mermaid mermaids were really just people who couldn't take the allergies up here.
I enjoy having a tail, actually. It's just much easier having one part down there instead of two.
Much easier to not have to do an elliptical machine.
Yes, unfortunately, they have yet to develop a Peloton that can adjust a fishtail, but I'm hopeful that my demographic will be serviced soon.
Let me tell you, it may not seem fun having a tail, but mermaids don't have husbands who try and buy them Pelotons for their birthday, that's for sure.
So,
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
so Triton's like, oh God, she's back. So Shannon is like, where are we? Oh,
Oh. I don't know if Alexis is behind it or not, but a Bellino last name is associated with both. I mean, that's a little suspect, isn't it?
I'd also like to point out, for what it's worth, that Bellino is the name of an anchovy, a jarred anchovy that I really enjoy. So I like that the Bellino is, for me, associated with 2 frivolous lawsuits and a fish. So it all comes together.
A crazy stalker. So Alexis is just fucking stalking Shannon. How long has this has this been going on? It's weird.
It is really weird. It's really weird.
It's creepy. So then we go back to Tamara and Jen talking at the beach. And Jen's like, well, where do you and Shannon go from here? Because you know what, Tamara? You really go hard, Tamara. You really go hard.
It's because I care. I don't go hard to people that I don't care about. I'm just a good person. That's what it is. I'm just such a good person.
It's because you're grounded to the earth right now because your feet are in sand. So Jen is like, I know she cares about Shannon, but I've been on the receiving end of Tamara, and it's hard. And honestly, the harder Tamara goes, the further it's going to push Shannon away. It pushed me away at the time. So Tamara really needs to work on that. Thank you so much.
You need to work on getting up off the floor and taking the welcome inscription off of your back. Like, you are such a fucking doormat. I can't even believe you're sitting here with Tamara. This woman has never even said sorry or anything to you. This woman has treated you terribly. What are you doing?
Why are you not kicking sand in her face? You have the perfect opportunity.
So Tamara's like, I'm so angry because I really thought this was going to be a wake-up call. I thought that Shannon was going to get the help she needed, but instead, she just keeps on making excuses.
And then Gina is at the other place. Gina's like,
I just don't want you to go backwards, Shannon. Please don't. Well, I am certainly not going to let Tamara just have me go backwards. I will not have her go. You're going backwards, Shannon. I can't help it. Why did you put that in my head?
Well, it's not my fault they're playing Thriller. If they would stop, I would stop moonwalking, but I have an uncontrollable impulse.
So now back to the beach. Tamara's like,
you know what? She acts like such a victim all the time. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if my daughter has called me. Oh my God, I'm still erased. Anyway, she's such a victim all the time.
cut to Shannon going,
And don't call me a victim.
cut back to Tamara.
Ow! Sorry, I just went backwards into a hanger. You really should not have such sharp hangers here. I am hurting now. I can't believe I'm not a victim, but I have been assaulted by a hanger.
And then Tamara, who's just accused Shannon of making excuses, we go back to Tamara, who, by the way, is someone who got another castmate so drunk and then tried to have her son basically bang him in the bathroom. And then just as recently as last week was shitface, like helping a friend pee in the bushes and dancing on bars and spraying soda all over a bar. Just to point that out. Saying,
there's a big difference with somebody drinking and having fun and somebody having an alcohol problem.
Yeah, and guess what? You don't get to decide what that difference is. I hate that. I hate when people are constantly wasted to the point of falling down drunk, and then they're like, well, it's different how I do it. It's not really. I mean, you just haven't been caught yet. Am I supposed to believe that Tamara hasn't driven her ass drunk? Okay. And none of this is even to excuse Shannon, because there really isn't an excuse for that. This is just about Tamara being a hypocrite.
To Tamara being a bad friend. So back to the boutique. Gina's like,
you know what, Shannon, you need a break, like a real break, okay, from the sitting around your house stuff that you do. So you know what? I have this listing for Elizabeth Vargas's house in La Quinta, and I thought it would be fun if we all go to La Quinta Thursday overnight. Oh, wow. So that's exciting. So your version of a vacation for me is to hang out with a lady who was fired from our show. Great. I'm so excited to hear about her cult again. That's going to be great. So great.
Wow, Gina, how generous. So I need a break, so I should go freeload in a house that's for sale. Great. An open house. Are we going to have to bake cookies? Well, they do say that fresh cookies brings in more boys.
I can't wait to spend a night in a house that reflects both of my relationships staged.
And Gina's like,
I think that Elizabeth will be there, at least in the beginning, till the producers kick her out because she's already been fired once, but I'm bringing her back because she's really, really rich.
Yeah. Basically, Elizabeth Vargas has given Gina this massive listing, which is wild. I can't believe Elizabeth did this. So Katie's like, oh, you know what? I can't go on Thursday because I'm going to go to Big Bear. Yeah. So while you guys are at an $8 million house, we are going to go to a small property with a leaky ceiling. So yeah, that's my choice.
I really wanted to see what word art was like in a less evolved place than Orange County. So
I was wondering what Ashley furniture would look like at a higher altitude.
I really just want word art in Ashley's hand font.
I was wondering, can a house be all brown furniture? I just have to see it for myself.
Because really. So Gina's like, you're going to Tamara's house? Yes, I am. Shannon's like,
Oh, wow, Tamara's taking people to Big Bear. That should be fun. I'm so happy for Tamara and Big Bear and the people that get to go for that. That sounds very, very fun. Ho, ho, ho.
Well, I wouldn't be able to go anywhere because I unfortunately, at high altitudes, I do get a postnasal drip, and that drive up the mountain is a little curvy for me. So I wouldn't even go anyway, even if I were invited, which I wasn't. But I was not. I was going to say I'm saying no in advance to not being invited. Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming that she'll take Alexis. Now, I know I shouldn't assume because that makes an ass out of you, and Alexis is an ass. I'm my throat now.
Oh, well, I'm sure they will have fun going out on the lake with a canoe, and of course, you can't paddle without a whore. So that's wordplay. Okay, Gina doesn't get it, but Katie, you get it.
Up the creek without a whore. What happened?
sorry. Okay, so then we just ran out
That's
there.
one place Johnny Jansen wouldn't be. If there's no whore, there's no creek.
So then we cut back, and Jen's like, but wait, what do we...
I just love up the paddle, up the creek without a whore. And then what happened? Shannon be like,
I was going to continue that, and then I thought, you know what? That's enough. Sometimes it's just okay to stop.
She suddenly has an existential crisis after she says it.
What has happened to me?
Sometimes talking like Shannon really does send you into a spiral.
I'm like, oh, David, up the creek without a whore. What did he?
What creek?
David up a creek. Where is the creek? Why would he be there without a whore? What happened to David? Is he on a male retreat? But where are the men? Are none of the men
Is there a
whores?
gastropub? Is there a gastropub on the creek? Do they serve things in a sugar sauce?
So Jen's like, what are we going to do in Big Bear? And Tamara says,
Well, we're going to drive up there, and then we're going to go sledding, then we're going to go to dinner, then we're going to go to the village, then we're going to go shopping.
I was like, you just named everything. And by the way, that takes 5 minutes to do all of that shit in Big Bear. Okay?
She goes, we'll do it all. You are not going to Paris.
Bear, okay? Like you're going to look at a big wooden store with big wooden bears, and then the store next to it, which is another big wooden store with big wooden bears, and then you're going to get a beer at the same place that is the grocery store and the restaurant. So you're done. The
And
end.
you'll make patter with the waiter at the barbecue joint, and then that's it.
You'll see your neighbor Stassi's mom who tries to convince you it's the same thing as L.A. or Lake Tahoe, and then you'll be on your way.
And have fun spending 15 minutes going out of your way to put your trash into a public dumpster. So that is what it is going to Big Bear. It's fun.
Wait, what? What is that? They don't have trash cans in Big Bear?
Well, the Airbnbs that I've stayed in, it's like, now take your trash and bring it to the public dumpster or something like that. Because if you keep it in like
these fucking bears.
Because the fucking bears.
Bears.
Bears need to stop.
But seriously, bears need to cut their crap. All animals.
Bears need to stop. First of all, it's not fair that they get to be so cute, but also so deadly. That's not fair. If you're cute, you got to be nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
second of all, stop getting
sorry,
into all the
I
trash.
can't go with you on that one because I'd be kind of a hypocrite. But. So Tamara lists all the things to do in Big Bear, which takes, too short of
I'm
a
gonna
time.
do it all.
Yeah. So then they're both everybody's going on a super shitty poor person vacation. Let's face it. Some of the people are going to be like tenting out in an open house that Gina has to keep clean because people are going to be coming to look at it. The other people are going to Tamara's leaky home in Big Bear. Okay. Where's the glamour
Yes.
gone, guys? Just remember this is Orange County and we never had that glamour. So everybody get over it.
So Emily's like, so by the way, Heather, Gina asked me if I would come to La Quinta. How about you come with us? And Heather goes, hold on one second. Is Richard Marx going to be performing in the basement? Not sure. Will Daisy Fuentes be getting our groceries? Not sure. Well, I'll consider it. I mean, I'd love to see it, the listing. I love looking at cottages. But here's the thing. I'm just going to be upfront right now because I don't want to hear later that it was inappropriate of me to tell her exactly how I feel because I may get heated with this. So you tell me, is this still okay to come? And I actually love this response from her. She's like, I don't want to deal with Gina's bullshit yet again. I am too wealthy to be doing this.
But I don't want to hear that this was inappropriate. Is that a deal?
I mean, don't threaten her children and her family. I mean, I don't think fighting is ever inappropriate. It's just how you do it when you're like,
If you ever.
no. So then,
No, but Heather's saying like all of a sudden it's inappropriate that she's saying it's inappropriate that Heather's saying Gina accused her of saying that Heather was being inappropriate for calling Gina out for being a bad friend, right? Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
I think she's just like, I'm gonna come fight with Gina. If I come, I'm fighting with Gina, and I don't want anyone being like, it's inappropriate to fight with Gina because this is her.
Yeah, that makes so
trip
much more sense.
or whatever. It's her event or whatever because they have those rules. Like, how could you do this at her event? Which is usually Heather who's doing that. How could you do this at my Nobu event? No one ate sushi. Sometimes all the storm clouds gather.
So now everyone starts packing for their trips. The funny thing is that right after this podcast is done, I'm going to travel out to Palm Springs for a super dorky board game weekend. And so I love getting to cosplay as a Real Housewife, packing for a cast trip because that's what I'm going to pretend to do.
It's the same thing.
I'm just going to ask. I'm going to pretend like Dom is like the disinterested spouse saying,
Well, should I pack this? What do you think, Archie? What do you think? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Dom gonna come?
hell no.
I was gonna say
He's not going to come.
I didn't see that one coming.
A bunch of nerds playing board games in the desert? No way.
Well, we're going to be playing games in the desert as well. Chilly or not? What is it? Is this chilly or not chilly? Let's go.
I'm going to play my favorite game, dropping truth bombs while it's a little windy out.
Okay, so then we go to people packing for the trip and Shannon having way too much food and Heather being horrified. And she's like, you realize that we're going for one night? Oh, God, everyone's on Ozempic. No one eats this much.
God, I love being relatable to America. So then we see Shane and Emily, and Shane's like, now remember, no eating in the truck, because if you ruin that, how else will I be able to prove to everyone that I've got a big penis?
Yeah, no kidding.
No eating in my sorry about your tiny penis truck. Promise me that.
This is why I hate pickup trucks, okay? Because I feel like the majority of them are driven like by people like Shane, who just live in the suburbs and have absolutely no need for a pickup truck and are just doing it to make themselves seem taller.
Yeah, you're like, but this is a Home Goods. Could you? So, yeah, like, we need it for work. You do not need it for work. You work in an office, sir. So Gina's like,
Oh my God, I got construction workers in my house, so I need to get the kids to Travis's.
look, say what you want about Gina. I really love how she's dealing with this relationship. She's clearly not into Travis. She has zero chemistry with Travis. She's probably still pining for, Matt, because Matt's hot. I mean, I know that whole thing went terribly, but Matt seems to like have kind of his stuff together for the moment, and he's still really hot. So there's that. But Gina is still keeping Travis around to babysit, and I have to tip my hat, because I think that's kind of, I don't know, enviable. Good for her.
Yeah, she's having the men do what she wants. Yeah. So they get in the car, and of course they start eating Twizzlers. No eating in the pickup truck. Says who?
So that's what marriage is. Your husband tells you to do something, and you say, okay, honey, and then you do it anyway.
And then now we see the Big Bear babes. The Chiron says Big Bear babes. Tamara, Kate, Jen, and Alexis. Doesn't say Katie. There's a typo. And they're all heading off to Big Bear. And
the Chiron people don't even know Katie's name. They're like, yeah, Katie just got here. And no one corrected it. And we always hear that Bravo takes these scenes and they go over episodes a million times before they ever release them. Like the notes on Bravo are insane. They just keep giving notes and notes. You have to go back and refine it and refine it and refine it. So when you see something like that, it's like, oh yeah, they hate Katie. Katie will be here about another 5 minutes.
Yep. So then we see people are arriving at Tamara's house. So first Alexis arrives and parallel parks. She has all the room in the world. Like she doesn't even have to parallel park. She can just like glide into the spot without even going into reverse, but she's still parallel parks terribly and almost causes a car accident. And then Jen comes in, and Jen also is a disaster with the parallel parking. She does exactly parallel parks exactly the way you expect, slowly and multiple times.
Her car has automatic parallel parking anyway. I don't know why she's acting like she has to parallel park herself. But it's funny watching them judge her, and they're like, how does she even have that car? She's poor. Sell your car, you poor idiot. And then they're like, oh, that's Ryan's old car. And then she's shaming her for that. Like, this woman can't win.
And then the La Quinta ladies, they are I think they're gathering at Shannon's place. So now Emily is trying to parallel park her giant pickup truck. To the other two women, to Alexis and Jen's credit, they eventually do parallel park. Emily, she just doesn't even get close to the curb, and they don't even show it. But if you look, you can see she's like 2 feet away from the curb and just leaves her big ass pickup truck right there. Which is another reason why I have issues with pickup trucks, because this happens a lot too. There are just certain trucks that reflect the attitudes of drivers: muscle cars, cyber wagons, and pickup trucks. I'm sorry. Pickup trucks are the least offensive because there are people that use pickup trucks for their true use, But for the people who don't use pickup trucks, because like for people who are not working construction sites and hauling big things, people who just are driving them to boost their image, to bolster their identity, they are terrible drivers and they're the worst. You just have to accept it.
Yeah. So Shannon has other things we have to accept, that Shannon just walks around with crock pots of chili. Like, who does that? I've just never. I've heard of like, let's cook, or like, let's have something on our vacation, but I've never heard of someone being like, you know what I'm bringing? My chili. Ew.
Well, it was chili I was going to bring to Big Bear. This is mountain food, but unfortunately I wasn't invited. So I'll bring it to the desert, because who else doesn't love chili in a desert?
Who doesn't want a nice, warm bowl of something extremely spicy in 110-degree weather?
When I think of Palm Springs, I think of chili. A big pot of chili.
And Heather's like, I'm bringing a baby grill because, we have to keep the house clean.
Well, we're not grilling babies, for Christ's sake. What kind of monster? No, an actual grill that's a baby. Oh, I don't approve of that.
Heather, that's just actually a rutabaga you're holding.
This isn't a grill.
Have you ever seen a grill, Heather?
Of course I have. They're round. This is a grill.
It's a rutabaga. I'm pretty sure it's a rutabaga.
So then Gina's like,
I'm just hoping that Heather is going to grill hot dogs and not roast me.
You're fired. So then,
like how her and Emily, I'm telling you, Emily's this episode too. What was hers
Yeah.
earlier? Oh my God, so rough.
But I love Heather toting this mini Weber grill to be relatable. She's like, oh, look at me. I am so wacky. I found a poor person's fireplace, and now we're going to put it into the back of this pickup truck. So like, all right, everyone, I'm really excited, and I apologize in advance because I'm a little nervous about it because, I put so much work into getting this house ready to take it to list, and like, I don't want us ruining everything. They are saying this is the greatest concentration of gather signs in the history of California. So don't fuck it up.
So am I supposed to believe, because Gina actually says at some point, I staged this house. You did not stage this house. Is anybody believing for 2 seconds that Gina staged this house? You can't even stage your own house.
You can't even stage your own hair, okay? We've seen it.
You can't even stage your own crop top.
So
Gina's like, yeah, you know what? That was a lot of chili, and now it's a lot of shit, Shannon. So I'm a little concerned. And so Shannon is pulling out her little vacuum. She's like, I have a dust buster. It's so funny. This is so good. I'm back.
There are actually quite a number of allergens here, so I'm just going to vacuum everyone's shoulders real quickly. There's some dandruff. It just gets into my nasal passages. You don't mind, Gina. Ow!
So the Big Bear chicks are packing their truck. And Kate, this one has the big American flag window in the back, that's like, I'm more American than you.
Oh my God, this truck, if you are driving this pickup truck for whatever reason, whether you need it for work or not, if you're driving this pickup truck, you should just be mortified. Like I'm sorry. I understand, despite my ranting, people need their pickup trucks. People want their pickup trucks. But if you're going to get a pickup truck, then get one that's not this one. This is just the worst pickup truck of all time.
It's like the most offensive. It's like when people are like, well, I have the right to have a gun, but then they come in with a gun bigger than a 5-year-old with 5 heads, and it's like a machine gun, and then it hooks up to a cannon that electrocutes you. It's like, okay, well, you don't need that. You know what I mean?
This blue pickup truck with 10 different fenders. I'm surprised it didn't have the 2 sets of wheels in the back. We've all seen this one come barreling down the highway. It's like, fuck this pickup truck.
We've all seen this in our rearview mirror. Especially any Texan has seen this in our rearview mirror. And everyone who's like us in Texas has seen this right in our rearview mirror and thought, is this the day that I'm gay bashed to death? Because
this is a gay bashing thing.
This is a gay bashing thing. And also, so much has happened in this country. We like to not get too political all the time on the show, but the fact that the American flag has been taken to become this symbol of just repression or oppression in a way is just so sad. It's not like I ever walked around with the American flag draped all over me anyway, but the fact that it's now you see that coming on a big truck and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna get killed, or some minority in some way is gonna get hurt. That's sad.
That's fucked
so
up.
Fucking sad.
It's fucked up. But of course, that's what Tamara's driving. Of fucking course. Tamara and Eddie.
Even Tamara's fucking vehicle is oppressive.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if this was truly an Eddie purchase, because this has Eddie written all over it, just bored oppression. Hey everyone, this is the end of part 1 of this recap. For part 2, keep an eye on your podcast feed. It is coming up in just a moment. Thanks so much for listening. Catch you on the second half. Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. We want to hang with Liz Lang. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area
Victoria Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel. Ring that bell for Rachel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.